Hello, welcome back. If you were watching my last video on how to rig up this lid, I kind of have an apology to make. You're gonna have to possibly change it. I discovered that I tried to make this video with the old lid, and I discovered that you need to, for the root part, you have to start the rigging with the joint by selecting the root part first. That way that will be the root part that stays anchored. Otherwise, if both joints end up in the lid frame here, it wants to anchor the frame as the root part when you open the editor. So thankfully I had this other a test that I had done the same way. So I've got a lid here that's rigged right, and I'll just show you quickly. The root has one of these joints in it, and the frame has the other one, and this one would be the joint that goes right here, and this one is going to be the joint for the latch. And this is all welded together too. And let's double check these are not anchored. That's anchored, and these are not anchored. Sweet. Okay. So now we got to animate this. So we need to get, if you haven't, you can go to the manage plugins and find plugins. You want the animation editor made by Roblox. It looks like this one right here. This is it, Creator Roblox. You want to get that, and this is what you're going to see in your plugins tab right here. I'm going to click here, and yeah, I know that. I'll be careful. And then we're going to select this one, and there we go. So we have our editor. Length is 2 seconds. That's fine. I made some test animations before, and that was a good length. And let's see here. So we got a lot of options. I'm going to set looping. I'm actually going to set looping to true, and I just do that to help when I'm watching an animation and playing it. That helps me to just make sure everything's correct, so I can see it over and over again really quickly. Priority action, that's all fine. Okay, sweet. All this is good. So I don't want that. I want this piece there, I believe is selected. Let's see. Yes. And local space, yep, rotate. And we're just going to do whatever. So the first thing, we can leave this here. This is fine. And we're going to move, in the end, we want the lid up. But the first thing we're going to do is go to the latch, actually. Whoops. I deselected this, actually. Select that. We're going to go select the latch. Perfect. And to open this, you don't have to make your animations this detailed, but I like to have fun with my animations. So the first thing that's going to happen, it's going to be closed, and we're going to go about 0.2 seconds in, and we're just going to pop the latch open. The latch is going to kind of pop open, and we're going to get the lid here, and we're just going to pop the lid up ever so little bit like that. So what's going to happen, just click somewhere else here, you'll notice the latch is going to kind of pop, the lid's going to pop up, and then we're going to bring the latch back down to where it was. That looks a little odd. Let's click on this, bring it down just a little bit, and then if we go through, just kind of pops. Actually, I'm going to have that go up slightly instead, but just a little bit. So it's going to go all the way, and then it's going to pause there, and we're going to copy, just left click, copy on this, move to where we want, edit, paste, come on, copy, right here, edit, paste, there we go. So that's going to give us, so it's just going to kind of pop up, come on, left click and drag, it's just going to kind of pop, and then we'll wait, and then this is going to go all the way up, and we'll go here, we'll bring it all the way up, and then we'll just bring it back a little bit, and then right at the end forwards a little bit. So let's look at what this looks like. It's not perfect. I'm gonna, animation editor may sometimes be a little bit fussy and finicky, and you'll notice I'll just leave it how it is, but you might see the when it's transitioning between some of these, if I just go here, grab it and rotate it, in between you'll notice that this side moves, and I don't really want that, so I'm gonna just gonna copy this, and we're gonna bring this over here and paste, and then from there I'm going to adjust this. Let's see how this works. Yeah, it stays in about the same position. So this is going to come all the way back to about here. And then I'm just going to reuse this one again. Copy, paste that, and we'll bring that one up a little bit further. And we can just leave that there. That'll be good. So now let's play this. That's looking fine. Looping is false, so I'm going to set looping to true, and let's just save this quickly, and I'm going to save it to chest opening. Those are previous animations that I made for testing, but we're going to overwrite them, and I'm just going to show you how I made them. So that's looping is true. Let's play it. And it quickly opens right at the end. So what I'm going to do is, that's decent time length to open, but it moves too quickly at the end and too slow in this section. So this first part of opening is too slow for me, and the lost is too quick. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. And that's pretty good. Let's maybe make this a little bit slower. That's too slow at the end. We'll do that. And then that one's copied and paste just a little bit. Almost. Let's move it off. And some of this is just going to be experience and just messing around. So let's return. And if we play it now, you'll see it kind of pops up, and then yeah, that looks fine. Perfect. So I'm going to return here. I'm going to go File, save it as chest opening. We'll save that, and then we need to export it. And normally you would make your own, you would create a new one, but I already have some, so let's chest opening. Okie dokie. So that's exported. So now that it's exported, we're gonna have to go and get it. But while we're here, let's finish up this. Let's finish up these animations. So we have that. I want one where it's open. So this is saved as opening. Yeah, that was. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to move here, and I'm going to paste it. So what I want is just pure, I just want it to stay up like that. No movement at all. So I'm just going to delete these. And perfect. So that's all I want. File, save, chest open. And we'll export it as the open one. Okie dokie. And one lost one. So now that it's open, I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to reset that one, I think. And yep. So that one's reset to where it was in the very beginning. That and this is going to be open. So let's copy this, paste it, and we'll rotate down to here. And while we're here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have this kind of float. You move the lid down quickly, and you'll notice the latch kind of lags behind and kind of wants to float up. So we'll do that for fun. Just small things like that in your animations. I love doing that, where you just add small stuff like that that helps to add a little bit to the realism. Like when we were opening, instead of just opening, you had that little pop, like the chest was just cracked open after it's been closed a long time, and then you open it all the way. So we'll bring this down. At this point, this here is going to be up a little more. So let's see how this looks. So this is just going to close. Yep. And then right at the end, I actually want it to copy that. And I want it to sort of slam down, but we'll add a little bit of, we'll get it all the way down, and then what we can do is have this little position here, have the latch sort of bounce. So we'll come all the way down, slam, and then the latch bounces and locks shut finally. Yes. Looping is true for this one. If you upload an animation and it's you want it at the basically you can let's see here, you can import an animation that you already made, or if you have it saved, you can just reload it and then change its settings here. But I do want looping right now. I don't want it in the final version. So there we go. That first part's too slow. I like how quickly it comes down there. I'm going to, let's see, so from here to here, yeah, that's definitely that's definitely got that. I'm going to delete that one. Copy. paste that. I want this like way down here. And then let's have this come up. There we go. So let's move through all the way down. And I'm actually going to copy that. Oops. And paste one in there. But in this case, this one's going to be up. Come down, slam, bounce, and then closed all the way. So let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Maybe slightly faster, so we'll change the length of the time. We'll make it like 1.6 seconds. Nope, I don't want to. We'll copy it and uncopy it. Bring these. Nope. I don't want to click you. And let's. That moves. Yes, that moves a little slowly at the end, but we'll. We'll bring that all. Okay, so one thing to do when moving these, you can move your mouse out of the way. So I accidentally left my mouse here. Sometimes it'll do this, and it doesn't want to go away. I'm just gonna do that. Let's try this now. That's a lot better. I'm going to actually move that up one so it looks more. That's still. I might need to adjust exactly where that point is. Oh, that looks pretty good. I like that. So let's go save as chest closing. I'm going to save it there. We're going to remember to set the looping to false. And that's everything there. So let's save it again as chest closing so we remember that. And then we're going to export it to chest closing. I'm going to load the open one, and it is looping. Okay, that's good. I wanted that. And load the chest opening, and I want to set looping to false, and I need to add one more setting on this. I need to rename this to end. Okie dokie. So that's the end of that. Let's save it. And let's export it. Okay. And I may need chest open. I'm going to rename this one to end as well. Like so. Save it to open. Export as chest open. Okay. So there you go. That's kind of me just working with the animation editor, making some animations there for you. So now we got our lid rigged. We've made some animations for it. And in our next video, what we're going to do is we're going to take those animations and we're actually going to put them in here and start scripting this so that when we click on the lid, it'll actually open and do all of that stuff. So I hope you're enjoying this series. Please do let me know how it is and what I could improve, what you're enjoying. And in our next video, we'll look at scripting this. But until then, have a great day, and I'll see you later.